Also Michigander.
Okay, true. I guess Michigan got something going on, but it ain't for freaking sports.
All right, we own the rap world. All right.
If only they were that good at sports. Anyway,
Someone in the chat. Yeah. I'm sorry. Where was Florida in the college football playoffs?
Making Gatorade. Get the fuck off me.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah. Only
oh man!
Oh shit! Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. Hello.
Warning. Nothing.
Oh yeah, J Pie.
Guys, I'll see you later.
Oh, right.
The pig by its back legs.
Get the what? Oh my gosh! What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's episode of the Fault Partner panel. We have, as usual, our amazing cast, and we got a couple of decent subjects to talk about here, as well as kind of catching up to do a little bit, so to speak, because we didn't have last week's episode. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick little catch up here towards the beginning. But before we do that, let's get our introductions going. If we could start with the brand new partner and rebranded.
This is on brand.
Yeah. Rebranded. I don't know how to say it in English. I just pronounce it in Spanish. Yndio. So introduce yourself, bro.
Is that not the same? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really know what to do about an introduction. I really probably should have thought about this a little bit more. But yeah, my name used to be Buck143, and now I'm just kind of like using my real life name. I've been playing Fault since the drop. Kind of like followed it through Britick for a little bit, and then kind of like, I guess, met all these lovely people, and it's been fun. I'm happy to actually be a partner now. I was on the panel about like what was it, almost like a year ago now.
Was it?
I think
you've been here.
Yeah, y'all made fun of Wukong, and I almost left. I think that's what it was.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like we've made fun of Wukong almost every other episode ever since then, and brought up your name consistently when that shit comes up. So I mean, maybe
watch this freaking panel, man.
All
right, Goose.
What's up, everybody? I'm the man Goose. You are awesome. I'm going to tell you a little story. So last week, I had a dream I was playing Paragon. I don't often do this. It's not like I dream about playing Paragon all the time, but I had a dream I was playing Paragon. I woke up and I wanted to play some fucking Paragon. And you know what I played? I played Fault because it's the one that's out. It's the one that's playable. It's the one that you can just get on. It's there for you. And for real, I've just been playing a lot of AI games recently just because I could just chill out, put some music on or something, and have fun in the AI. So if you guys aren't playing AI, and you just want to chill out, relax a little bit, try the AI mode out. It's I've been having a lot of fun with it. A lot more fun actually than just like playing against players, to tell you the truth. But anyway, over to Bearded.
That was probably the most calmest transition to me ever, and it's not the like, hey, I'm gonna make Bearded laugh.
Right, like that was so calm.
Like, let me tell you a story. Oh gosh, here we go. I'm waiting for it. He's gonna say something off the wall.
I was expecting some shit about a pig, bro.
Right?
Uno reverse card. Got you, buddy.
What's going on, everybody? I'm the Bearded Wolverine, your Michigan Wonder, also a Fault partner, and excited to come back to you this week with this show. Sorry about last week. I'll put that blame on me. My lost power, and once I lost power, I didn't know what was going to happen on my way back from New York. So we just decided to postpone to this week. So it's not me. Windu, let's roll.
Bet. So again, I am Windu, also known as WinduTheMace. Covered content as far as 3D MOBAs, but this episode here is specifically all about Fault. Now, the first thing that I do want to go over is I want to give a quick little shout out real quick to Strange Matter, and correct me if I'm wrong, Balix is the one that's been handling the social medias for Strange Matter, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I really like these posts, and I'm gonna put them up on the screen for everybody to see. They posted about like a week and a half, 2 weeks back, just an item art, quick little clip. You get me? Like not a lot of people realize that 2 patches ago, all of the item art got revamped in Fault. It looks way better, and you guys are more than welcome to correct me if you feel otherwise. But that shit,
orgasmic,
right? That shit looks clean, and I love the fact that they put up these quick little video highlights, just a quick, simple looping video going back and forth. They used D-Blade And then they use Purity of the Ancients as well, just to kind of show like, hey, we're trying to take a little bit more of a 3D look to our items, give them a little bit more personality, so to speak, more pizzazz, right? So shout out to Balix and the Strange Matter teams, because this is the type of shit that I like to see out of them. It doesn't have to be any crazy shit that you're revealing to the world. It's just show us something that even if the average community knows, somebody that might have not been paying attention will look at that shit and be like, oh, okay, they've been changing some shit. Let me go in and check it out. You know what I mean?
Well, no, this is great because one, they all weren't shown in the Discord, right? In the patch, right? You only saw like 5 of them or whatever it was, right? So now they're gonna go through and they'll show you more. I hope they go through. I mean, they don't need to show every one of them, but I hope they, Balix is gonna continue doing some of those because it's great. It keeps your social media consistent, right? Constantly posting stuff, so that's good there. But 2, it just kind of keeps that reminder to everybody that, hey, there's also this, and look at the brand new item art, and because there's people who probably are just sitting back waiting for the player base to grow, whatever, and then they're not paying that much attention to it. They're not in game and actually seeing the item art change. So when they see it on a social media post, like, oh man, like, let me go in and check this out. If this one looks that good, I wonder how the rest are, and it can kind of help bring other people back.
Ooh, you were gonna say something there, Yndio? Sorry, I'm gonna put such an emphasis every time I say your name now, bro.
No, I agreed with basically mostly everything that you said. I was just saying that it's not just Balix running the socials; it's also Balix and Ryan. They're kind of like a tag team in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
just kind of both going at it. Okay, that's cool. I do want to see a little bit more comments out of them. Like even if it's just memes, making fun with the community, just a little bit more interaction, so to speak, on the socials.
Return to Wendy's.
Honestly, they kind of did at one point when they throw out that jungler meme. You get me? So that little things like that was kind of cool. It's okay to have fun with the community.
Same here.
I don't mind it.
I'm totally with that. Like I said, like they try to portray themselves as a very professional company, which is a good thing. But they need to show that to the outside, but on the inside with their community, they need to keep that spirit of an indie company and let us know that they're just, a group of dudes just like us that happen to have the skills to make this game. And that's what's going to keep people interested.
I mean, is Wendy's not a professional company?
They are, but
they are. They just don't give a shit.
Bro, they dropped a whole, do you guys remember? Did you guys see that on Twitter? They dropped an album.
Well, Wendy's did.
What the fuck?
A couple years ago, they dropped a whole album.
Nice.
It was amazing. I was so baffled.
Hey,
all right,
but I mean,
all right.
that's
Ryan Red rapping when?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Put Sylphan on the beat.
That would be the slowest, most monotone beat ever with Ryan
smooth and soft
tag team in it.
It's like
open up the song. Rap. Welcome to Fault.
Oh man. Now I will say this. I did also like, because last episode that we did, we brought up the fact that we saw that Fault was in a trailer, but we also brought up the fact that we just didn't hear anything out of Strange Matters, right? Like no acknowledgement, no, hey, that's us, anything. And the whole community was just kind of going crazy because it, was found by the community. We're like, hey, what's going on? And then even we in the panel were like, I mean, that's totally Fault. That's 100% Fault, right? But then we're like, what the fuck are the plans? We literally had like an hour-long discussion just about all the possibilities, everything that might happen. Go check that episode out, by the way. But 2 episodes ago. Thank you. But then I like the fact that they actually posted it, and I'll put it up on the screen here as well. So they say, we're excited to announce that Fault will be featured in a new film from BuzzFeed and Lionsgate. We're thrilled to be working with both of these amazing companies. We can't wait to tell you more of what's coming this year. Shout out to them for actually tagging those massive companies. I will say, I honestly, when did this get posted? On the 22nd, a few days ago. I really thought it might have had a little bit more interaction, even from within the community personally. So I'm very, very curious as to why that might seem that way. Even if it's positive comments or negative comments, I just expected more interaction from the community.
Well, I think it's because the community already knew about it 2 weeks ago or whatever, 2 episodes ago. We already
maybe just late to the game.
Right. So we had this situation going on, and I'm only gonna take a shot in the dark here, and this post is made after Lionsgate, I think, made an actual post, a YouTube video releasing the trailer or whatever. The trailer we watched was some foreign trailer, had subtitles on it and everything that I couldn't read. I had no clue what language was in. It was almost like it was leaked. And at that time, so I'm guessing nothing was being said because even Lionsgate didn't come out and say anything about it. BuzzFeed didn't come out and say anything about it. This is
probably NDAs and shit.
Yeah,
probably.
NDAs and stuff are probably going on. So that's why I'm assuming that the reason why nothing was being said by anybody in that regard. But I think because of the community being as small as it is, right? Let's say it was a bigger community. People don't find out about it because they're not paying that much attention. But since it's a smaller community, we all knew about it a month ago, So because we all knew about it, it's like, well, now that they make that post, it's like, yep, okay, we got it. Now you officially made the comment. Thank you. And it kind of ruined that hype that could have been made.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited because it says they're looking forward to things to come. It's like they can't wait to tell us. So obviously they're probably under some sort of fucking contract with Lionsgate, BuzzFeed, whatever. So there's probably NDAs involved in shit. But it lets us know that there's probably going to be some more interaction between the 3 companies, which is huge for Strange Matter because they're fucking tiny. Whereas BuzzFeed, Lionsgate, pretty goddamn big. Lionsgate, pretty damn big. So if there's going to be some more interaction between the 3 of them, that's really, really good for Strange Matter. And not just for Fault, but for any future projects that they have lined up going down the road.
Go ahead.
You go.
I was totally going to change the subject, bro. I was gonna say something related but different. So go ahead.
All right. Well, do you guys think that even though I feel like let me preface it like this real quick. I feel like everybody knows that BuzzFeed doesn't have the best reputation with people in general, right? So that's like attaching the name SMS to BuzzFeed in such a small community where people are kind of like everyone hears everything. So like. You guys feel like when one person in the fall hears everything, like we all kind of like know each other and there it kind of like spreads pretty fast. Yeah, right. No. Yeah.
It's like high school.
So like, I think that the community doesn't really like, I'm going to say I've heard a lot of pretty bad backlash towards the whole BuzzFeed situation. The Lionsgate, yes, and a lot of people are kind of like ignoring the whole BuzzFeed action of it and saying that like, oh yeah, we're happy to see that. What's it called? SMS involved with a Lionsgate film, not even mentioning the whole BuzzFeed portion of it. So you guys think that it's like good that they're kind of like doing this, and you guys think that this is kind of like the start of something even bigger, like for marketing wise? You
know what? I'll jump in there because I was going to talk about the marketing there because I didn't even think about it before the fact. SMS is obviously not going to market a movie. They're not going to spend their hard-earned money marketing the movie. That's up to BuzzFeed and Lionsgate, right? It's their investment. They're trying to recoup. And let's just say any amount of dollars that get put towards marketing just benefits SMS. Like even if they're like, all right, we're gonna go lowball for a Lionsgate, publishing. Let's just say 100,000 on marketing, just so we can get at least some viewership out there. That's still fucking big for Strange Matters.
It's still 100,000 more percent that we're not spending.
Yeah. And that's a big distinction we need to make because a lot of people seem to think that Strange Matter funded this movie, which they did.
Oh my gosh, no.
Bro, who said that?
I've seen it in my comments several times. Several times I've seen it in my comments where people think
somebody commented
Strange Matter needs to spend money on introducing new heroes and fixing their game, not on some movie. It's like they didn't spend any money on this movie.
Somebody commented yesterday, we don't need optimization. We don't need a movie. We need optimization. I'm like, that those people don't even those are two different people.
Two different whole separate areas.
Like that's got nothing like this whole time this movie's been being made, they're pushing optimization patches. How do you think that's happening?
I think another thing worth mentioning here, we're talking about Lionsgate and BuzzFeed, and again, BuzzFeed doesn't have the greatest reputation, but anyway, we're forgetting the elephant in the room here, which is this is going to be streamed on Amazon Prime, so this is tying in with Amazon, which is, I think, at this point even bigger than Lionsgate.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
I mean, that's a great point, because
let's not get too
the marketing across.
Help me understand why BuzzFeed's got a negative reputation. I don't follow any of this stuff. I know BuzzFeed as in the, like, you could like be on Facebook and you could do like the quizzes or whatever. I think I could be wrong. That's what I know BuzzFeed for. But other than that, like, I don't think I've ever watched a BuzzFeed movie before and had a bad situation. I don't think I've ever watched a BuzzFeed movie before.
So they kind of have like, they have a reputation of being very what's the word, overly
clickbaity
and out of touch. Because like if you look at the movie,
I know woke is Windu's emote that says stay woke. Other than that, I don't know what woke means. I'm 35. I'm a boomer by most cases. So what does woke mean?
Overly politically correct.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, just kind of like just trying to really like pandery, just kind of in your face marketing, like the generic stuff. Like think of the movie Dodgeball, but if Dodgeball was just like extremely politically correct, and then that's how you get the One Up movie. But
I totally understand what you're saying, and it's so weird. It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine. I guess I don't know. Like I said, can you give me another BuzzFeed movie? Is there another one? Like
this is the only one that I know of.
This is the only one I know of, right? So yeah, they have a bad reputation for their other shit that they do. This is something completely different for them, you know. And to me, this movie, again, I've said it before when we talked about this 2 episodes ago, it is pitch perfect with esports. That's what it is.
It's literally,
if you like gaming and you like esports, you know, and you got a girl, she's gonna love the movie because it's all about these girls or whatever. It's a little fucking hopeless romantic thing. You can sit there, watch it, and you can enjoy gaming. Watch the movie, have fun.
I'll be honest, even if the movie, like, because here's the thing, we've all seen movies that try to represent a game, and they just show like a little clip here and there, and that's nothing what the game is actually like. We've all seen that shit. So I don't know how well Fault is going to be represented. Of course, we're going to have to wait till the 15th, I believe, right?
Right.
Well,
streams on Amazon, yeah.
As far as that goes for like how far they're represented, I don't know. This isn't like a large piece of information, so hopefully, like, I don't get in trouble.
Maybe you shouldn't say it then. If you have to ask that question, you have to make that statement. Maybe you should just be quiet in that.
So to save Senor Yndio over here, anyway.
If I get in trouble, guys, I get in trouble. It is what it is. They know I told the line or whatever. So it is what it is. But this is like the start of like their movie marketing. So it seems like there will be more to come. So you remember, Windu, you were like, they're not going to waste money to like market a movie that's not theirs. I'm 100% positive this is the start of their movie marketing, and they're not done yet.
So wait,
they could certainly coattail off of
coattail for sure. I don't think they should invest anything to market the actual movie. But even like, here's the thing: like in the marketing world, you literally could just search engine optimization to what game is in One Up. You get me? And just make sure that your website is the first one that pops up as soon as that happens. Like, you can coattail off of it. I highly doubt that they'll actually do anything as far as, you know, promote the movie, so to speak, besides maybe what they're contractually obligated to on social media posts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maybe
fact that there will be more movie marketing, and I'm not sure if it'll just be towards the Fault product or the movie product. I don't know about the distinction for that, but it sounds like what you were saying would be a lot more logical if they could just like ride the coattails and be like, there's more shit right there. But I know there's going to be more stuff.
I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, I literally right now I'm trying to decipher the decipher that you're doing. Like, you're putting a cipher out there. I'm like, all right, you're trying to be a little. So I'm trying to decipher myself. I'm like, okay, I don't know, but to me, it just makes sense for them to just ride the coattails in that regard and just do the minimum, because like, we're just the game in the movie. We're not the focal point of the movie. It's not like we're watching a Sonic movie and Sonic is the main, the main character. We're literally just a game that they're playing in the movie. The point of the movie is the actual girls in the movie. So that would be a different situation. So I think we're just here. We're a benefit for the movie. They were able to use us. We're just going to take it. We're going to take advantage of being used in that regard. Yeah. So
I will say though, on the other point, like, for example, my girl knows that I make fall content, right? For example. She's well aware of it. I've done that shit for years. I'm pretty sure, besides her coming up on my stream and telling me that I'm not paying attention to my phone or some shit, she's never actually sat there and watched gameplay because she's not a gamer, right?
Right.
But the fact that I can get her to watch a movie that, knowing her, she'll probably like. You get me? Like, she might watch that shit and be like, you know what? She might like it, she might not. But at the end of the day, I can be like, hey, that game? That's one of the games I make videos for. Yep. Isn't that kind of fucking cool? I was like, yeah, dope. Like, literally, I even told some of my coworkers over at Geico, I was like, bro, oh, my camera just kind of went crazy. What the hell? I even told some of my coworkers at Geico, I was like, yo, like, we actually have a game that, one of the games that I make videos on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera. We're just going to have to let it spaz out. But I was like, yo, one of the games that I make videos on is actually going to be in a movie on Amazon Prime. Like, that's crazy shit. Like, if you ever heard of a mom and pop shop that's going to show up in a movie, regardless of how small that movie is or how big that movie is, that's big fucking news for the mom and pop shop.
Right.
It is. Like, if that was a local pizza joint that showed up in the movie, that might be what makes the local pizza joint. That pizza joint might now get more notoriety. Like, well, who knows?
Like I do. Sorry for interrupting. I do think that what you're saying does have logic, but it depends on how much outreach that movie does have. This movie's going straight to Prime Video. It's not like in the big theaters. It's not going to all that stuff. And as far as like, we don't know how much.
But we're in the day and age that movie theaters don't get that much traction anyways because of COVID and people not wanting to go out about. So people do a lot of their watching by Prime Video and by Disney Plus or whatever.
Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime Video get way more views than movie theaters are getting.
Think about it like this, right? How many movies do you know that and I don't like just playing devil's advocate. I'm just
don't ask me this
speaking my thoughts.
I'm a gamer. I don't watch movies like that.
I'm just saying, but how many movies do you know that release their trailers less than a month before the movie actually releases and then just do amazing?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm not saying by any means that this is going to do amazing. I'm just saying, all right, take
Doctor Strange.
take the movie out of it and look where fault is at, right? Where are we going? Right. We know that there's got to be a marketing push somewhere and they're going to push marketing however they do it. Right. No movie. They're just going to find something. They're going to market and they're going to push. Right. Mm-hmm. That's what it's going to be. The movie is just a little like, hey, we're going to give you a running start with this marketing. It's all it is. Right? It doesn't have to be like, hey, we're going to guarantee you 1 million players because this movie is going to be so amazing. No, that doesn't mean it. Just giving us 2,000 players is going to be a huge increase. And I'm just putting numbers out there. I'm not saying that's what we're going to get. Right. I have no clue. I'm just saying, but you go from 1 million to 2,000. 2,000 is going to be a great increase for this player base right now.
I think that when I'm just going to stick to my guns and say that I understand where you're coming from. I just think that given the amount of marketing that BuzzFeed themselves has put in the movie, given the amount of outreach the movie that might have, I mean, maybe it'll be featured on like Amazon Prime. Like, I mean, like it'll be a new movie. So I'm assuming it's going to be on like close to the front page, but like based on like the demographic that actually has that, that streaming service, which is a lot of people. And then you like lower it down to how many gamers are going to actually watch that movie, because those are the ones that you actually want to get to play the game, right? The actual gamers, and a lot of gamers are going to find it cringe. So that's even a lot lower than the number that people that are actually going to want to play that. And then the amount of people that you're actually going to retain is even lower than that for any game. So I think it's going to be a really low number, that unless we have marketing to go alongside with it, which I'm assuming that we will, then if it's just the movie in a vacuum, it won't do much.
Well, one thing you touched on there is demographic, and if any streaming service has a high demographic of gamers, it would be Amazon because of the Amazon Prime. like the Amazon Prime subscriptions that you can get to Twitch.
The tie to Twitch.
Okay. Well, that's
But,
a good
Again, like you said, I don't know, like all of my friends, like everybody I know that have seen the previews for this movie are like, ugh, like I would not be watching this if it wasn't for Fault.
Weirdly, I showed this to my girlfriend and she laughed and said, "This looks good." And I was like,
Really?
"What the fuck?"
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what
I
did you
got-
say?
You know what? There you go.
I got a lot.
There you go.
I got a lot of that too. I literally got a lot of like people. I showed it to my brother-in-law, my sister's husband. I showed it to my sister, and I showed it to my brother. My brother looked at it, he's like, yeah, he's like, this is just acting's bad. But he did forensics and did the acting and he it is all this. So he's all about that. So he's like really critique on movies. I watch a movie. I'm the worst critic of all because I'll sit there and watch a movie. One of my favorite actors is Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is one of the most hated actors ever. Says he can't act or whatever. Every movie he's in, everybody hates on it.
It's not that
I
he can't
enjoy.
act, he just overacts.
I
I like
enjoy
that,
his
yeah.
movies. Right. Con Air is a great movie in my opinion. A lot of people hate on it. I don't care. That's where I'm at. Like, so I'll watch this movie. I'm gonna have a good time. My kids are gonna love this movie. Right.
Hey, by the way, if you love Nicolas Cage, that last movie where he plays himself as a bad actor is absolutely hilarious. Check that shit out.
Oh, I need to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, check that shit out. But
Nicolas Cage goes fucking full tilt every time, and I love it. Good or bad, he goes it. He sends it.
Full cage, full chicken.
full chicken. I can't.
I'll never go full cage.
You never cage a chicken.
That's interesting.
No, but
that you said you showed it to your girl and she thought it was funny and stuff.
She actually just kind of like peered over and said, "I didn't say that." She actually wanted me to correct her just now because she's off in the cut over there, and said that she didn't think it was that bad. Not bad.
Okay.
I need her to come on camera and say that.
I mean, you could probably,
Other than it just sounds like you're just making words up now.
she glared at me.
That pillow giving him glares.
But
Anyway,
even my brother-in-law, he laughed at it and said he was laughing at he watched the preview, laughed at it. I'm not saying he said it was going to look like it's going to be a good movie, but he was laughing at the preview. You know, like, all right. And then all the preview is supposed to do is give you a reaction, and it got a reaction out of people. Like, now, are they going to go up and pick the movie up? I don't know. You know, and they probably will, just because I told them it's a game that I'm, a part of. So maybe we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I'm not expecting, like we said this when we talked about this 2 episodes ago with Stunt. We're not expecting we know it's a B movie, right? But you're looking at it, it's not, we've seen some bad B movies, right? You can see this and it's not a crazy bad. Like, I think what we said was like, it was like more like a B+ film. Like, you're looking at it, like it's not anything crazy. Like, all of the game transitions and stuff that look pretty good for us, but I don't know. I don't think it's what we said 2 episodes ago. It's not going to be bad for us in any means. It's going to be good. If we get just 60 people out of it, well, that's 60 people that we weren't going to have if we didn't do it. Right. Yeah. If we get more than that, we're going to benefit no matter what when we come out of this.
Yeah.
100%. Agree with
hey man, I saw somebody in the chat, like it was just 2 comments that went back and forth. But I was like, oh shit, my tinfoil hat got put on real quick. So Fault is on Amazon servers. It's about to be featured on a movie that's going to be on Amazon Prime Video. Amazon also owns Twitch, which is where Fault predominantly gets shown gameplay wise. You imagine if Amazon buys Fault? Get the fuck out of here.
Amazon's got that fucking death touch, man.
Yeah. Right?
Their first successful game.
We don't want Crucible to happen to us.
And again, that's just 100% speculation, right? That's just us bullshitting. Could you imagine?
But
like,
I don't think they're gonna. I don't want them to buy it, but there's just that connection, right? It allows for easier marketing, in that regards. Like, because like I brought it up, like, and I don't know how Jeff Bezos runs his business or how it's gonna work, right? But if you think about it, you got a movie that's going to be, it's an Amazon Prime Video, right? And you have it, but there's a game that's in it that's literally been played on Fault. So why wouldn't you advertise both of them to get interaction with both? So put Fault up on the top, not doesn't have to be the top line of the games on Twitch, but put it up there so people can see, hey, here's a new game or whatever. And then you have the video, hey, show this video over here. Like, you could literally tie the two together, and just the advertisement itself is more marketing.
Amen.
Amazon's just benefiting from it.
And a purple Prime, Amazon Prime Windu skin would be lit. I'm gonna just throw that shit out there. That shit.
This is ethical either, but if we could start a rumor that there's a code somewhere in the movie that gives you a free skin and in Fault.
Yo, that'd be lit. You imagine? Find the code.
You gotta find it. Oh, you haven't found it? It's there. Go, people. I've watched that movie 30 times. Thank you.
How'd you get that skin? Oh man,
I just typed full chicken.
It's not because of partners, because got the code.
Bro, if this game actually does like get like 2,000 plus people, which I would assume that, you know, when the marketing starts and the movie comes out, it's going to get at least like 2,000 ish, you know, the large influx of players, probably like a huge influx of players. How many people do you think are going to join your game wearing the Iggy full chicken, what's it called, skin, and then just saying, oh man, I'm going full chicken right in your chat? Hey, every game. It's especially if they introduce all chat.
It's a meme I encourage. Let's go. Bring it on.
That's
I can only imagine the responses from the team chat, bro. Especially if Mangoose is on that team.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Imagine how much he's gonna tell them that he likes that chicken. In other words,
hey,
I'm just
how about when that person's doing really bad with Iggy, you could just like respond back, hey man, stop choking your chicken and actually play.
I think that's probably the biggest benefit here for us is that Iggy and Scorch will probably finally be introduced in default, which is a huge thing.
Dude, right?
I think that's even bigger than the fucking movie, to tell you the truth, to pull people back into playing Fault is it adding Iggy and Scorch.
Yeah.
Everyone's just waiting for their favorite hero.
Yeah. No, and nobody's getting Wukong.
Let's go to that announcement. And the announcement that they made it sound like there is more to it. Now the more could just be Iggy and Scorch announcement, right? We know there's a movie.
Yeah.
And we know that Iggy, because you see Iggy in the movie, so we're assuming Iggy is coming with this next patch, that the next big patch that we're going to be having before the movie drops. I would assume it's got to be before the movie drops, right? Because people are going to watch the movie on the 15th and they're like, hey, let's go play the game. We would have to be able to play Iggy at that time, right? You just watched Iggy. So to me, it just marketing seems like that would have to be the way it works, right?
Oh, I wonder if they would be allowed to, because I would like for them to drop Iggy maybe like a couple of days before, like the weekend before or something, to be able to iron out some shit if it randomly pops up, right? But you imagine if that contract that they're in or whatever, they're like, hey man, you can't drop that character until the movie comes out.
I think you can still drop the character, you just can't drop that skin. You can hold that skin back. You can keep that skin locked.
I think it would be.
I don't know if that'd be beneficial
alongside the movie. I think that'd be really good for the skin. But also, what do you guys think about the release date of the movie? What are you guys thinking about that? With season 0 ended like what, February? So that means they're gearing up for a release, right? When season 0 ends, the only thing that comes after 0 is 1. They're not going to do a season 0.5.
Hey man, the only thing I notice is that July 15th is almost like an anniversary in my eyes. Am I the only one that peeps at? Because July 15th was when Fault Early Access came out. I
don't think Lionsgate lined up the release of their movie with Fault's fucking anniversary.
But I promise you, if they don't take advantage of that shit, I'm going to be so salty. They better throw that shit out there, bro.
Do you think Fault's not going to take advantage of that shit, man? Come on.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it was.
It was the 17th.
Was it the 17th?
It's the 17th.
That's what I was like. I remember the number 17 being a thing right now. But that was 2 years ago. I don't know. Maybe I'm old. I get it.
I would boomer brain that shit all day and just make a post on the 16th, right in between both, and be like, "Yo, anniversary shit. Let's go, guys." Like YOLO.
But the thing is, we're doing a dev stream on the 13th, right? That's what that when the announcement said, right? And below is on the dev stream on the 13th. What happens after a dev stream? It's a patch, right? Patch goes live. Usually,
that's a good point.
After the dev stream,
at least in the past, yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. That there's going to be that's the patch, right? It's going to be because I don't know why they wouldn't be able to. Yes, Iggy's in the movie. Why would we not be able to? What's going to be stopping that from posting it beforehand? It's not like we can go. It's not like we're gonna all right, Iggy's in the game. Let's record our own thing. We'll make our own movie and we'll post it on the 14th. And it will ruin the movie because we've already recorded all of this with Iggy. Like,
let's not forget too, in their post, they actually put on there, we're also like, they're going to tell us everything about the movie, right? But then they also mentioned we're also going to talk about everything that is coming to Fault this year and more.
Right.
So
that's what I was getting.
Is that like roadmap?
Maybe just Iggy.
I think they're definitely going to be talking about a roadmap. I think they're definitely going to be. I think it would be really a missed opportunity to have a movie come out, not align your marketing with with close to your anniversary as possible, and then just not go free to play. I think that free to play is right around the corner. And I think so that was called that's like the full release free to play movie marketing anniversary. So much
season one, so they could still make a little bit of money. Yeah,
I just want to make a distinction real quick because you put those all together real quick. Full release and free to play, two different things.
No,
you set them together, but they're two different things.
No, they go together.
Yeah, they have said since the very beginning that their
free to play is
free to play.
Yeah,
yes.
They can go free to play before full release, but they can't go full release without being free to play.
Right? No, I get that, but like I, in my opinion, honest opinion, I think free to play is going to come first. We're going to get free to play. We're going to do some other things, whatever it may be, and then we're going to get full release. I don't think we get full release free to play. Bam, here we go.
You want to put money on it?
Ooh,
yeah, let's do it.
Let's come down on camera. Where we at?
I am so confident about this that I have no money in my bank account, but I'll bet all 3 pennies of it.
Bruh, you better go grab your pillow and give it a hug. What the hell?
Indio's girl just said, "What? You ain't got no money?"
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hey man,
walks out.
Hey, that's a fancy boom arm.
Oh shit!
She didn't know I was broke.
Yo, I'm gonna break this one out of the blue, but it's gonna be fucking hilarious when people come from the movie and expect like that pretty chicken with the fox riding on it to be Iggy and Scorch, and what they get is like a fucked up mutated Despicable Me minion riding the fucked up mutated dinosaur. They're like, what the hell?
It's a skin. It's a skin.
That would be cool though. I mean, I'd be all about a minion. My son would love that. So I'm all about a minion riding a dinosaur. Let's do it. Make it a thing.
That's what Iggy looks like.
I was about to say he's just describing base skin Iggy, bro. Calling him a minion.
But he's not yellow with fucking blue overalls.
Okay, no. You mean you're thinking Despicable Me minion. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's what other minion are we talking about?
That's what I was talking about. That's what he looks like.
What other minion you talking about?
He looks like a fucked up mutated minion.
Hey man, I thought the Foot Clan. Anyway, let's go over this patch. Oh, Goose. Hold on.
We got roadmap. What else are we thinking? You know, that could be more. Like
I might just be getting too overzealous.
Besides roadmap, what about map?
I mean, true. They've been talking about a new map for years. Console. They've been talking about a new map for years. Epic Game Store got talked about like a year and a half ago. Probably not a year and a half ago. I don't even know fucking know the day at this point. Whenever that fucking space picture came out, right? Like there's a lot of things, you know, putting it in that perspective. There's a couple things that have been talked about that just kind of
swept under the
rug. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to pitch something to you guys. It's something I talked about my last couple streams. So I can't remember where I remember it from. And if I'm wrong with this, any of the devs or anybody who knows the answer can tell me that I'm completely wrong. But I thought I remember somewhere that the name Fault came from, you know, an actual fault line, right? And it was supposed to be the collision of Paragon and what SMS was trying to create of a Parazombie, right? So it was that collision of those two worlds and it created a fault line, right? That's the way I understand the story of how this game is coming to.
Okay? Is that for real?
It's the name Fault. That's the way I like. So,
I'm shocked as hell. Where did you hear this?
Creating lore, man.
And if that's not the story, that needs to be the story, right? And here's my idea. Here's my pitch, right? So to the map guy, Spada, everybody, this is what I'm thinking, right? One half of the map needs to be Paragon, like monolith style, show you Paragon assets, right? The other half of the map needs to be completely brand new, nothing, from Paragon. We created our own IPs, right? And in the middle, instead of it being a river, it actually being like platelet.
Predecessor.
Platelet.
Damn, with them, bro. Jesus Christ.
Tectonic plates. That's what I'm talking about. Colliding, and making like a fault.
And that could be the little river, so to speak.
And that would be the river instead of be a fault.
I always assumed the name fault referred to a fault line, but I've never heard all of that.
All right. Well, maybe I made it up, but I'm telling you that's where. Like, so it's in my
awesome, though. I like it.
So it works, and I think that would be a great map.
I think that's kind of what they're going for. Remember when they changed the environment for the other side? For Dusk side was a little bit more like, like the grass wasn't as vibrant. And one side was like a little bit different than the other one. I mean, it'd be cool if they started coming out with their own assets where the towers are different. The camps were like the same, but different. That'd be pretty cool.
I think there needs to be no Paragon assets. It needs to be their own assets that they've created.
Maybe that's all of that. Maybe because we all know that they teased that not teased. They talked about having a new map at some point. So maybe that's what they're working towards. Because a lot of stuff is changing. They have a lot more, I guess, of their own assets in the map.
We saw movement speed change. That leads me to believe that actually might lead me to believe that a new map might be coming more than anything. Because for the longest, the equations had to make sense. The math had to be there as far as travel time and shit. And now you're changing movement speed, but you're not changing the map. I'm just saying.
I can go ahead and tell you that I don't think that was that, because if we think about it towards how the movement speed did change, it's not changed overall as far as like how the end game builds go or how like early game builds go, because you usually get your boots around like the same time. And I think how did the movement speed change? They just upped it a little bit. And then they took away T2 boots and they put more agency into the T1 boots, and you still have the same at like the higher. So it's barely that much of a change at all.
But it still is a change when we already felt that the rotations were too short as is. At least as a consensus, right?
That's I'm a concede. That's a good point. Yeah.
So if the community already felt that the rotations were borderline, but acceptable by all means, not anything crazy broken, right? But it's still borderline to where it's like, hey, man, a little bit more rotation time would be nice. Making the movement speed smaller, even if let's just say by 5%, right? Or even less, for example. At that point, it still leads me to believe that there might be some other overall change coming. And we all know that they've talked about a favor rework plenty of times. And the whole favor system and all that going into play, right? We saw the item art rework. That was cool as shit. So might they actually be announcing here in July a change of the fundamental, one of the things that made Vault so unique in the beginning, the actual favor rework? What if they came out with like some new crazy shit for July? I'm almost kind of worried now that I say it out loud.
A lot of speculation.
I know.
Oh yeah, no, that's let's
maybe they bring.
Hey, this is all speculation, guys. We don't know anything. We're here to speculate and have a good time.
Disclaimer time.
I think Windu knows something, man. I think he knows they're gonna bring back Grux's titty jiggle physics.
Bro, I just know I'm hungry, bro.
I feel like bro.
My titties don't jiggle.
What you eating?
Hey, that's Box Grux. His titties fold like a box. Anyways,
I can't with them, bro.
No, I just think there's a lot more to come. I'm excited for this 13th, dev stream, because we're gonna, if we get a roadmap itself, that's huge, right? Because we had a roadmap when we first got here. We first started playing the game. There's a roadmap. There was obviously dates and stuff like that on there, so it made it better. Bring back a roadmap, but don't put dates on. Just put like, hey, this is what we're trying to work on in the near future. This is like later on, and then this is even later on. Like stuff like that. And like, there's no dates, no times. Like, all right, we just know this is in the order of what we're trying to do, and things can change.
Now,
I think Ethereal, Mangus, help me out. Ethereal, they got a pretty decent way they have their roadmap set up, right? It's kind of like how I explained it a little bit.
Yeah.
They run something similar. Yeah,
it's Trello,
yeah.
What is that? I'm pretty sure Trello is like the universal roadmap for like most games, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's not even for games. It's just a company workflow management. tool.
Yeah. People used to do a lot more like graphical type stuff, and then people are just kind of like, some other people got lazy, and well, I guess not lazy, just found it a lot easier to use Trellos, and then everyone just kind of adapted to it. But a lot of other games still don't use Trello. They still do like, the graphic stuff. Like, I mean, even, never mind.
I can't with them.
Some info.
Ooh. All right. Yo, let's do this. Let's go over that patch real quick. Goose, could you do the honors, please?
I will, and I will try to use my Paragon original announcer voice for this.
Okay. What the?
Through testing, we have found that DirectX 12 provides a significant improvement in overall feel of the game as well as performance. As such, we have made Fault run with DirectX 12 by default. For incompatible systems, there will be an additional launch option to still use DirectX 11 through Steam. We will monitor the community's feedback and continue to work on optimization in future patches. DirectX 12 is now enabled by default.
Hey, real quick, isn't DirectX 12 like experimental still at this point?
I don't know.
I know it's been tested by quite a bit of games by now, right? But I thought like DirectX 11 was like the stable one, and DirectX 12 might be the one that typically people ran into issues. So I don't know. I just find it interesting that apparently DirectX 12 people are getting better performance out of it.
Right. Some people are. I personally am not. And I know that there's a lot of people who are experiencing crashes since they went on DirectX 12, and it's been fucking with a lot of their games and all this stuff. So I don't know if this is overall beneficial for the community, but there have been a surprising amount of people coming into the Discord and complaining about how since the new update, they've been experiencing worse optimization.
Yeah, no,
Really?
that's there. I've been working with hand in hand actually with Arma, trying to figure out at least something to figure out what's causing it, or help to figure out like a little like, hey, here you can run this setup as of right now, just to kind of keep going. So I've been doing a lot of work with this one, and first, what I want to say is we've all talked about how the way the world is right now, the less amount of clicking, the better, right? So on a PC, you got a shortcut, right? You go to the shortcut. Well, if you click on the shortcut, you're running DX12 automatically. I think there needs to be something that you don't have to go into Steam to run DX11. There should be something that a little bit easier for you to run DX11 and still use a shortcut if possible. I don't know how that would work. I'm not a PC guy, but I just think for the DX11 people, a little bit easier of access for them to not have to go through Steam, and I'll run it that way. But the DX12, yes, I was running before this patch. I was running a very smooth 119 frames, almost everything on Epic settings, and I would get some minor drops in team fights, so whatever, but nothing crazy. With this, I now have to run at a capped 60 frames. I can still run everything on Epic, but it's got to be a capped 60 frames. So it's definitely, there's something going on with it, but we don't know exactly what's happening, and it does kind of suck because a lot of people are having issues with it.
Yeah.
Heard, onward.
All right. Menu settings. On your first match played, the game will auto-detect your visual settings and adjust them automatically. For sound effects, lowered the occurrences of voice lines, adjusted the death and spawn sound effects for Raptors and Alpha Raptor to help players tell the difference, adjusted Murdock LMB sound effects, and Steel sound effects redesign.
All right. So everything right there for sound effects, we talked about that in the last episode. So for everybody in chat right now listening and live chat, and everybody in YouTube chat, that tells you that the devs watch and they pay attention to what we're talking about. So if you have any gripes, complaints, or actual constructive criticism, put it in the chat, because they're here watching live right now, and there's other ones that watch it on YouTube. So please comment on the YouTube channel what your gripes and complaints are. It works.
I was gonna make a joke, but that was a great plug, so I ain't even gonna bother you with it. Oh. All right, but no, I mean, I'll be honest with you, as far as just that little piece right there, I find it interesting that they added an auto settings feature. Like as soon as you boot into the game, like could you imagine people that go into the settings are like, all right, bet these are the settings I want. This is what I'm gonna run. And as soon as they boot their first game, whoop, everything got changed automatically.
I think it prompts you. There's a prompt in game.
I don't know. I've been messing with settings this whole time, so I don't remember what it does anymore. So I've been trying to figure them out. Yeah.
I'm about 99.9% certain that just like any other game, it gives you a prompt that asks you if it wants you to if you want to detect your visual settings. Yeah.
Right. The lowered voice lines, love it.
Yes.
Love it. You're not hearing it as often, so that's great. Murdock's basic attack now, fucking awesome. Nice and beefy the way it's supposed to be. Great job.
You guys play with voice lines on?
Well, yeah, it's part of the game. Why would I not?
Oh, bro, I turned mine off.
It's in the game. It's in the game. Like, why would you not? Like, what's the
bro? I don't want to listen. No, I don't like listening to Boris talk. I'm good. I wish he was just a bear.
That's why we don't play Boris.
Don't play Boris. That easy.
How boring must it be to hear Greystone talk all day? Yikes.
Did you guys see that empty? It was that Meeks 2K clip of Greystone dying on how he sounds when he dies.
No, but I'm afraid to watch it.
No.
Oh man, yeah.
All right, and then we got some bug fixes.
So for bug fixes, we've got heroes Lieutenant Bellica Neural Disruptor. Fix an issue where activating stasis during the animation would allow you to move while in stasis. So good fix there. Crunch Punch, his passive, will now appropriately show stacks on the passive indicator. And for Boris, Bloodlust, his passive, will now work on all targets, not just heroes.
Wait.
Yeah, it wasn't working on shrines and raptors and prime.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be
camps too. Yes,
it's supposed to. Yeah,
that's how it reads. I'm pretty sure it wasn't working on camps either. I'm not 100% sure, but I know for 100% that it wasn't working on raptors and prime. Pissing me off.
What's his passive again?
The lower health he and his targets get, he gets more lifesteal and damage. Yeah.
So this
goes by percentage.
Significantly helps his sustain.
Mm-hmm. Now that
which he needed.
Like that, though, oh my god, he's such a monster now. I mean, he was good before. He was like decent before, but like his actual like raptor and prime fighting potential is insane. I love it.
Another Boris coming down the road. Confirmed.
Nah, he's not that strong.
I doubt it.
All right, map.
Now for the map. You've got Duo Lane, the tier 1 tower, fixed a part of the terrain by Dawnside T1 that players could get stuck on. Mm-hmm. For the jungle, the Alpha Raptor fixed an issue causing the bite attack to not do damage. And Red Buff fixed an issue causing the red buff to not lose aggro when out of its attack range.
Okay.
So I guess Red Buff was hunting people down. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, quality of life changes.
Why is it still chasing me?
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think those changes are decent.
Yeah. Let's move on to menu for parties. Can no longer accept invalid invites. Will no longer show default avatar when first joining parties. And for settings, fix an issue with the apply button not saving all settings. Exiting a screen without an apply button will now auto apply the changed settings. Fix an issue where logging out would remove your saved password.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, all quality of life. I love the fact that if you exit the screen, it just auto applies what you had. That's huge to me because you have no idea how many times I undid my work.
I don't know if the one screen that does have the apply settings, I don't know if that does do that. This is for the screens that don't have that apply button. Because when they first made the audio adjustments, right? You go in, you make those adjustments, and there's no apply button, right? Or your sensitivity adjustments, right? You make your sensitivities, and there's no apply button. You have to go back to the general tab and hit the apply button.
Apply there.
So now, so I think that general that has the apply, you still have to hit the apply just because it's there. I don't know. You might as well just make it overall, in my opinion. But yeah,
true.
Sound effects. Richter fixed an issue with Richter's LMB sound not being attached to the hero. And for Grim.exe, fixed an issue Grim's Ion Mode E sound not being attached to the hero.
Well, like the sound cube is coming from like 3 feet to the right or something?
No, well, the Richter one, you could hear it. It was global.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sounds annoying as shit.
I don't remember hearing the Grim one. I could be wrong. I mean, so that one just probably happened, but I also don't play against that many Grims. So, but yeah, the Richter one was global. You could have a Richter in solo lane, you'd be in dual lane, you're hearing a Richter just basic attack. It's like, what's going on?
That'll scare the shit out of you, bro.
Richter, dude.
That's a pretty funny one. I'm not mad at it.
Right. Well, the thing is, what sucked about it though is then you know, hey, they're on Prime because you hear Richter, basic attacking the Prime. Like, all right, well, I know where they're at. Let's go. They're on Prime right now, guys. They're not in lane, so they got to be on Prime.
So for like 3 hours, Jungle Rick was poggers. That's what I heard. You never knew where he was.
Now for balance, for Warlock, the aspect Warlock reduced bonus damage from 16% to 15%. Small change, but it's still a change.
True.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much for the people who actually take it. People are still going to take it. It's 15%. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now for heroes, Countess, this is a big one. Dark Drain, her passive, has been removed. No longer grants a percentage of Countess's base health back on kill. And the new one, Countess now regenerates a percentage of her slain target's maximum health, 2.5% for minions, 15% from heroes over 2 seconds, occurring every 0.5 seconds. Scaling with her total energy power, 1% per 100 energy power for minions and 5% per 100 energy power from heroes. And her Blade Siphon, RMB, removed, no longer grants bonus damage based on next ability used against a target after hitting Blade Siphon. And her Darktide E, width increased from 200 to 300 units, range increased from 650 to 850 units. I think we should probably pause and talk about Countess a little bit here.
True. That range increase on Darktide, pretty poggers. That's not a bad one.
Indeed. The range and width. It's gonna be a hell of a lot easier to hit Darktide now.
But when she executes somebody like a squishy, you won't get that much health back. She's only really going to benefit from health wise if it's a medium, like large health bar,
Which she's not going to be attacking.
Exactly. Like
in the first place. Like
she'll go for the carry and then be like, I just got 150 HP. Woo. Like, you feel me? Like, Rit.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, Countesses usually just go for like whatever they can get. Like, if you can kill a tank, if they're like lower on health, you're going to do it. And those times when you're actually doing it, oh my God, killing a tank and getting like 15% of their health back. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're in a team fight and that last hit on a Sev, like giving her the last hit on the Sev is just like instant health. You're like 100%. Like she's filled.
The amount of times I've seen a Countess dive me on Richter that thought that she could kill me and just gets fucking wrecked. Like, this is bait. 100%.
Yeah, when she's ahead, she'll be a lot more of a menace now because she'll get a lot more, like, she'll be able to kill a lot of the higher health targets and get a lot more health back and keep like running around and being annoying.
I think this is just an overall buff to Countess. It's going to change her playstyle a little bit, but I think overall it's a buff.
Yeah.
And I think it's a needed buff too.
I'll tell you what, items like Magus Siphon that gave you health and power now aren't as good on her because the extra health on her won't give her the extra regen anymore, where before it did. So I think it's going to affect how it'll build
her. People definitely haven't changed up their builds yet. I don't think they personally will. She was already, like, in my opinion, one of the top tier heroes. She was like definitely A for her role in jungle and in mid. Like, if you just knew how to play her, you kind of like could snowball your game very easily. But I don't think anybody was really running Magus Siphon on her, though. I think that she's still got like her staple build. People will run Blink on her if they want to run Blink on her, but really she just kind of like grabs a shard, goes full damage, and she like carries her team if she gets a few kills off her in the beginning.
Yeah.
Even more so now. But
yeah.
I mean, I also don't forget the fact that they did just take some damage out of her kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I'm okay with a rework on her because she is one of those characters that very similar to Kalari, just assassins in general in Fall. It fell into that weird area where it was like, okay, they're either too fucking broken or they're starting to feel a little lackluster. So how do we find that balance? And I think the whole adjusting the dark tide and then adjusting how she heals, that's a big change as far as how much damage she can do while also affecting her survivability. So I'm digging it. Curious to see how it actually goes.
Yeah.
Haven't gone against her yet.
I think it adds to her skill cap, but makes her a little bit stronger. So she's only stronger if you're good with Countess. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That's a sound argument.
I am
which
trash.
A lot of people know. She's a little bit more face roll now because you don't have the same combo potential. Like you can just kind of like face roll your keyboard because they took out the RMB like into ult or what's it called? Blink into RMB ult or all this other stuff. I mean, now you can kind of you're still gonna have the same amount of damage. Just dump your kit on somebody. If you took this out so they could have a lot more kind of like that, they didn't just take this out because they were done with it. I feel like this is a prep for something in the future.
Lit.
Right, you guys done talking about Countess? Let's talk about Feng Miao. Basic attack timer increased from 1.15 to 1.2 seconds. Imperial Sentence, his ultimate, movement penalty increased from 50% to 75% while casting. Cooldown increased from 120, 180 to 150, 120, 90. Mana cost changed from 100, 110, 120 to 100 at all levels. So a slight nerf to his mana cost, or a slight buff to his mana cost, but an overall nerf to Feng Miao overall. And I don't think anybody's really concerned that much concerned about mana on Feng Miao.
How do you guys think this is enough yet?
Maybe.
I mean, getting rid of the damage on his shield and now a mana nerf, basically.
Well, it's a mana buff.
It's definitely a mana buff. Mm. And think about it. So it's a buff, because you're only 100.
Cooldown nerf.
Right.
A cooldown nerf, excuse me.
Movement penalty nerf while casting his ultimate.
I mean,
so then he might actually be able to get away a little bit now.
But then again, the dangerous part about his ult, realistically, actually thinking about it, is the fact that he can recast and the fact that he can stack. You get me? Whether I only get to cast that every 2 minutes, or whether I get to cast that maybe an extra 10 seconds slower late game, it doesn't change the fact that he's still stacking, you know?
Yeah, but with the 25% increase to his movement penalty, I can imagine that there's going to be a few more
harder to hit
missed ultimates, which means less stacks overall. So I think just a small tweak like this, a small little twist of the tuning knob might be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough because he's a beast, but
I think he's one of those characters that once you find somebody who's going to be like decent on him, I mean, it's really hard for people who are not, especially with how MMR works right now, to just defend against it. And I think that's just going to come with time and like the meta shifting and like adding in more items to like, be more, I guess, combative against the Feng Miao, because right now there just aren't a lot of tools to deal with him if you're not as good of a player. So he's very punishing of like the newer players or people who just like overextend. He's a lot more punishing the other characters. And that's why I feel like it contributes to a lot more people just saying, oh yeah, Feng Miao OP without actually knowing why he's a little bit overtuned right now.
I mean, I've been saying from the beginning, like the fact that, all right, it's 100 mana for you to use your ultimate, right? How much mana does it cost to reuse your ultimate on the recast? It's 0. Right. So you just can keep on doing that. You can literally get a pentakill and have no issues. So what does the cooldown increase mean for that? It means nothing. You literally just wipe the whole team. So by the time the whole team comes back and you're ready for another team fight, your cooldown's done. So what's it matter?
I mean, it's more so like for like an early game nerf. So like if it's going to be 150 early, that means he can't, what's it called, snowball as hard. 30 more seconds across the map is very huge for like, let's say you just went over and killed off lane and now you don't have time to use your reset. By the time you get over to duo lane, it'll probably not be up more so than it would be if it was on 120 seconds, if you were to come over there. So, I mean, it definitely hits hard. It's a half a minute nerf to his early game power, which I think is fantastic personally, because if it's going to stop his crazy snowballing when people aren't grouped up together, when they're not clumped up, aka late game, mid game, when people are clumped, then it's just going to make games a lot more easier to fight against.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Totally.
The basic attack timer increase though, is that like they increase the time per animation, or does that mean that
time for swings?
Yeah, time for swings. Yeah.
So he swings like 0.05 slower.
Yeah. That is a tiny little change. But we will see.
Right. That's literally like, hey, now he flicks his wrist after he swings. Like, you feel me? Like, that just throws me off.
I wonder if that's more of a fixing his animation, though, because a lot of people, when they did his animation change, they said, hey, can we have his old animation back? Because the new one, they didn't like how it was. So I wonder if maybe just that slower time just makes the animation look smoother.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
Right? Look at the flick of the wrist.
I thought it. I didn't say
it. But yeah, you might be right. It literally could be just making it smoother. I do agree that the original animations were a lot nicer, much more visually appealing. There was more flair to them. This one, it's more helicopter Feng Mao, I guess. Yeah.
I personally, obviously, I think we all would like to have the old ones back, but obviously they wouldn't have taken it away unless it actually, worked at high attack speeds, which is the reason why they took it out.
Attack speed builds. Way to go.
I don't know. I still don't think it's enough. I think Feng Mao can just easily snowball. So
especially when paired with a good mid lane countess. That is just an unstoppable combo right there.
Yeah, real quick. While I'm on the partner panel and I'm here with I guess Windu and stuff. Everyone here knows that they shouldn't be like copying what Windu does on stream, right? Like his builds aren't like meta. He doesn't do anything that's like correct.
Those are Windu builds. I hope everybody knows this.
They only work for him. Like you can't do that. Okay, it takes a level of skill to get there. That's why he's Windu and you're not.
Yo, goddamn, chill out, bro. Goddamn, what the hell?
Didn't you just type in chat, don't gas me up on stream? And then here you are.
God damn.
Yeah, we're gassing them up. That's what we're doing, guys.
Hey, man. Trust the builds. Hashtag. Anyway.
While I'm on the partner panel, I'm like, oh shit, what's about to be said? Like, we have a
right. I didn't know what fucking direction that shit was gonna go, bro.
Oh man, we gotta drop.
He said, I'm coming out with a blast, bro. But all right, so Grux
Challenger's Rage, his ultimate. Duration increased from 10 to 12 seconds at all levels. And Crushing Blows, his passive. Bonus damage, basic attack damage scaling increased from 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to 30% at all levels. So this is just going to make Grux a little more dangerous early game, and then just a little more dangerous overall with a increase to the amount of time that he's in his ultimate. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this was necessary, to tell you the truth.
It was. I'm 100% in the field that it was, because Grux wasn't doing a lot. Like think about like where you would run Grux in comparison to where
you ever seen a Grux with a bail arm, bro?
No. I'm not saying Grux was trash, but there were other heroes that would do what he did better. Right at the end, but like now that he's got a little bit more damage, he is such a freaking monster, man. Like Jesus Christ, he comes online a lot quicker, especially in these skirmishes. He's a lot more deadly on invades. I've been playing him a lot in off lane, and Jesus Christ, he just melts people early. He's a monster.
I can understand where you're coming from with that, because when I played earlier on, when I would go play solo lane, Grux was my go-to solo laner, right? And now when I go to play solo lane, Richter, before this patch, Richter was my go-to solo laner, just because I felt like I was able to do more with Richter than I was with Grux. So I could definitely see that. I think I could probably. I mean, I have to try it out again now. I haven't played Soul in a while, but
his clear speeds were already fast in the jungle. Like he had very, very good clear speeds, but now they're insane.
I can imagine with his passive hitting harder early. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love him.
Looking forward to playing some Grux.
All right, we got to try that shit out. AI match Wengoose.
I need to get back into playing against peoples again. I've just been enjoying AI, man. Just chilling out in there, man.
You know where to find me.
I do.
You snipe.
All right, let's move on to Murdock. Big change to
He wouldn't be the first.
trap. Removed traps no longer slow enemies. Okay, let me start over. Removed
Yeah.
traps no longer slow enemy units or stun pushed enemy units. New now can hold up to 3 charges on a 30-second recharge time with a 2-second mini cooldown between placements. Traps now root enemy units for 1 second at all levels. Lifetime of traps reduced from 60 at all levels to 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So now he's got 3 charges of his traps. They don't stun anymore, but they do root, and you don't have to do anything special for them to root. I like this change.
I love this change.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he can hold onto the charges, like twin blast grenades, for example.
Grenades, yep.
And you might be able to strategically hold on to them and deploy them strategically and shit, instead of just be like, 1, wait for the cooldown.
So I personally think that how they have it set up with a 2-second mini cooldown in between, I think that's unnecessary. I think you should just be able to do it with
spam
it. A point, either a 0.5 or none. I mean, I understand how strong that would be, but I mean, like Murdock before this change wasn't, I'd say, the best ADC. I'd say all the other ADCs kind of outclassed him. That's just my opinion. I'm not a great ADC player by any means. I think every time I walk into the dual lane and I play ADC, I kind of get clapped. I try my best, but from what I've seen, I think that he did need a root.
You're not wrong.
Do you need to drop that many traps that quick though?
Well, if okay, imagine if
I
didn't have this 2-second mini cooldown. You root somebody, you throw a trap on them. Once they get out of the root, they're rooted again. You throw another trap on them. You could just keep somebody constantly rooted with 3 traps if there wasn't this 2-second placement.
Cool. I'll be real with you. Also, you could you imagine no cooldown. Somebody's about to start running away. You throw all three of the traps down instantly behind them. Clack, 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 clack. And it just one collective bubble right there that they just walk into and trunk. So it could definitely be super strong. But it would just count as one root, basically. But
be a 1 root though, so it'd be 1 second. So it wouldn't
you
be
imagine
3 seconds they'd have.
It'd be about zoning. So like, let's say you're in Raptor Pit and you get there before your enemy team and having the time to set up whatever. You could place like a bunch of traps in a line and make sure that they can't get across it no matter what. Regardless if they hit 1, they'd have to hit 1 at all. Like they have to run into it rather than walk around it. You know what I'm saying? And having that 2 second in between could like make or break that.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I
don't know if instantly.
I'm okay with it either way. I can see that.
Big fan of this change.
I mean, so however you decide to use your traps, because if you do them instantly, you don't have any more traps for however long the recharge time is, right?
Right.
So you're just blowing your load early.
I would like.
You imagine if they let you hold it and just like a twin blast grenade, hold that bitch. Now it's a bigger trap. Consume all your charges. I'm gonna call this bitch the swimming pool. Step in it, bro. Watch what happens.
Yo, we need to get Windu in as a consultant for the dev team.
Don't kick me out.
This is a tree.
This is a tree. Stupid.
That's no moon.
Aye.
All right. Let's move on to items. Cloak of Fortune. Lifesteal from Overdrive proc increased from 10% to 15%.
Okay.
You guys just stop me or I'll just keep going.
Yeah, just go for it. Run through them.
Cube of Balance can no longer be activated while under the effects of hard CC.
Needed 100% needed. That's not even a question. The fact that people could do that so was pissing me off. But yeah,
that's stasis, right?
I could see where this would be.
So if you stun them or hard CC them, whatever, they do the stasis, and all of a sudden it's just like that gets negated, everything you just did, right?
Yeah, you need to be able to preemptively use it or not, or you just
it's got to be a skill timing on that. Like you if you hit it right, great. If you didn't hit it right, well, sucks to be you. Move on. I agree.
Enlightened Saber. Vision radius increased from 600 to 800 units. Increased cooldown reduction from 15 to 20. Reduced physical penetration from 12 to 10. Reduced gold cost from 2,600 to 2,400.
I think the entire making it more utility.
Yeah, this item has been slept on for a hot minute. It was good before this change, but now it's just, I think it's a much more fantastic item.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the dewarding.
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say, my bad?
Wasn't this one of your babies that you like to use this?
This is like his first build item, I think. Wasn't this one, or was it the other one?
No. I typically went Phantom Blade. Enlightened Saber. I might have ran, like, if I ever play Kalari, the whole total 4 times I did it. I like to go the purple boots and then like an Enlightened Saber just to make sure that there is no ward to stop me as Kalari. You feel me?
Yeah.
Super slept on, like you said.
What I personally like to do on Kalari, which I wish I could keep doing now, they made it so where Kalari doesn't get pulled out of stealth with Enlightened Saber anymore. But I recently found that I think if you run Opportunist with Enlightened Saber, because I was trying to see if I could do like some sort of like OD ward cleared build with like Enlightened Saber and Opportunist. And I thought I was going pretty well until I realized that I was getting pulled out of stealth from Enlightened Saber again. So until they fix that, I think that you just don't build it on her if you're going Opportunist. But I think that if they start introducing other AD assassins, like, is there any other AD assassin in Paragon that I'm thinking of? Is Yin AD assassin?
She was more of a carry.
I mean, we have Sereth.
Yeah. Was she an assassin though, or?
I mean, she was kind of bursty. Yeah, I mean,
if they ever do introduce other AD assassins, I think that they'll run this. It's a
next AD assassin, Terra.
Let's go.
I can't.
Mage's crossbow energy power scaling increased from 15% to 20%, and attack speed increased from 45 to 50. Just that's
big
buff to Mage's crossbow.
I don't think it needed it, but that's big.
Bellica's rejoice.
They're really trying to force her to get it. Not enough people are building that item on Bellica, and it's really strong.
Are people not building Mage's crossbow on Bellica?
I don't see it enough. I think maybe I just don't see enough Bellicas anymore, but for the Bellicas I do see, I don't see them build it on her enough.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit on Bellica.
I feel like Quangs are gonna love that shit.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
The attack speed, that means you proc your passive heal more, you get extra damage.
Good old Quang bow.
Quang.
Nirvana Jewel can no longer be activated while under the effects of hard CC again.
Spicy.
Just like the cube thing.
No freebies.
Rad boys.
Can no longer be activated while under the effects of hard CC. So just across the board, they made it so that you can't
because that
your way out.
That cube builds into those two, right? Nirvana Jewel and Radiant Poise. Right?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yep.
So it's just confirming that even when you finish the full item, you still can't do it. It's still not able to be done.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say that going through these patch notes and saying like the changes that SMS has made, I don't really disagree with a lot of the stuff that happens in like the balance passes, and I don't see a lot of people disagree when a lot of the balance passes come out. I think that mostly they disagree when when a hero is like grossly overtuned. Bless you. If
oh shit, his pillow just sneezed, bro. That was a magic trick.
I didn't even think about it. When a hero is grossly overtuned and they're not doing something about it as fast, that's when people complain. But other than that, I think most of the time, a lot of people look at these balance notes and they're like, dang, SMS did a decent job on this balance pass. And then I guess like weeks later, other people would be like, oh yeah, the balance in this game is trash. The balance in this game shit. What are you doing, SMS? Da, 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 da. And I don't quite understand it. Do you guys think that like the balance in this game is bad, or is it like getting better? Or
I 100% still think that it's the player difference. New players come in and it's players that have never played Fault before, and they're up against a bunch of players that have played Fault since day one, and they just get fucking destroyed by like Countess or a Fingmal or something that they have no idea how to counter. And that's just
anybody.
a major problem with with Fault for a very long time now. So it's very balanced in the eyes of people that have played Fault for a very long time. But for new players, they just get insta shit on by veterans, and it kind of sucks for them.
Right. No, and I mean, for example, I had, I didn't shit on them by any means, but like I had a Morgash carry in my lane the other last night when I played, and they didn't do so hot.
You shit on her.
No, I didn't actually. I mean, the rest of the team, us as a team, we did really well, but we weren't. I wasn't like just owning the lane or anything. But I mean, she obviously didn't do well, right?
Yeah,
like, you're not, And
did she not take Tiog?
Yeah, right. Yeah. But this person's new and they didn't do well, and so that's, I could see that person coming in and saying, well, this is too strong, this is too whatever. Like when you took somebody on purpose, when you took this person into the carry lane, like you knew you were taking Morgash and you knew you're going to the dual lane, like that's gonna be they're gonna have those issues.
There's a good chance they didn't know what a carry was. There's a good chance that they're like, hey, yo, this voodoo chick seems lit. I'm going to just take her. This arrow's pointing this way.
Right. I've seen this person play a couple times, and every time I've seen this person play, they played Morgash. Right. So I think that's just the character they're trying to learn, and they
you got a Smurf
to go into carry. Right. They may have been forced to go carry, whatever in that situation, but that's their one character they play. So, and it sucks in that regard. I'm happy to see this person still playing, and not just being pushed out. But going off what Mangoose is saying is that difference. I believe that's the thing, because we all know that I'm not the greatest player, but I am good at the game and I enjoy playing it. Right. So when I go play the other games, Predecessor, OverPrime, I can see the unbalanced difference. Like playing the 3 games, in my opinion, Fault is the most balanced out of the 3. Right, you go in, you play Predecessor, and you're just wiping kids, with how OP the carries are and stuff like that. You go in and just look at the change that OverPrime made. The fact that you're not able to now use all your abilities right off the get-go. You can only use one ability at the beginning. There was a balance issue with that, so they made a change. So yeah, like I would definitely say Fault out of the 3 is the most balanced, if you know what you're doing by playing all 3 of them. But if you're new to Fault, it's going to be a hell for you to play the game right now. And that's something that hopefully we get talked about on the 13th is some kind of tutorial for new players to help understand the game, because this game is hell for the new players. And we need something to kind of make that transition to be a little bit smoother for them, because as much as Mangoose plays AI, it doesn't help AI that much.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's like you said earlier, like even if we get 1,000 influx of players, that is probably the biggest thing that could help this game. Even if it's just 1,000, because the thing is, with 1,000 new players, there's a good chance that 5 new players are going to go up against 5 new players.
5 new players, yes.
You feel me? So they might actually like the game,
right,
and stay and be like, hey, man, I remember you from last game. I'm going to shit on you. Let's go. Little rivalries, whatever the fuck. Instead of be like, start a game.
Even if
who's that Colombian dash guy? Like,
it's far more likely in that scenario too that even if they lose, they still have their touchdown, right? Like they still have their moment where they do something fucking badass that gets them hooked on the game. That's not going to happen when they're playing against seasoned Fault players. They're not going to have that touchdown moment. They're just going to get their fucking shit pushed in the entire match, and that just feels bad.
So, now let's play devil's advocate with that, right? So I'm looking at my account. I don't care. I don't. I'm 864, right? I'm bronze 864. So when these new people come in, they're actually higher than me with Elo, right?
So you're going to play with them,
1,000, right? So I'm going to play with them, right?
Don't shit on them too bad.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like you're still gonna. I'm not the only person that's been playing this game that's sitting at this level or even lower.
Okay, I mean, I see what
new people. You're still.
I see what you mean.
Happen. So that's gonna. But so how do you fix that though?
But here's what I think the big thing is. Let's say a whole lobby of new players ends up with Bearded on their team. Bearded is the most experienced person in this lobby. I still rather only have one experienced person that's been playing before instead of, like, I'm telling you, bro, lobbies right now, you literally will be like, Colombian, Happy, Aimless. Who the fuck is my team? Like, you feel me? Like, at least one, whatever.
You lost the moment he said Pappy.
Right? You're talking.
You lost when he said Pappy.
Talking a perfect scenario with having to play with an unexperienced player. Who's to say that you're not going to have that nuke team versus a group of us? Like, I'm not saying teamed up, right? You got me and 4 other people that are at this same level. And it just happened to be, all right, we got 4 experienced players on my team versus all new people.
Who chat's mentioning, there's a couple people in chat mentioning ELO reset when they go free to play. But at the same time, it's not. But
are we gonna get an ELO reset for free to play, or are we gonna get an ELO reset for full release? Again, because I'm deciphering those two being two different things.
Why not?
Yndio thinks we're gonna have them be together, and which is it is possible. You can have that. I just think marketing wise, it's better to ease yourself into it. Let's go free to play. Get that, let's bring a slight increase into it. Make sure we're happy with what we got, and then go full release, full market, go crazy, right? So would you do a ELO reset with free to play and then do a ELO reset with full release, or would
I'll say with your split plan idea, what BBP in the chat is mentioning, shout out by the way. So it's not a horrible idea with what you're mentioning. The whole do an ELO reset on full release and maybe introduce a rank mode on full release, but still have free to play be before all this. So free to play with casuals in the current MMR, right? Just let more people in, etc. And then once experienced people, new people, etc., kind of get a feel for the way the game is kind of developing out to be, with now that there's this many more players, then do a full release with a rank mode included if you have the players to sustain it. That wouldn't be horrible. Wouldn't be that bad.
No, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I just don't want a double reset, right? Because like this reset, I mean, as much as it, like, again, I know I'm not a master player, and I never admit to be, but I was up in silver at least before the last reset. This last reset, I've been stuck in bronze this whole time. I can't even climb out of it. And part of that's on me because I'll play with anybody. I'll literally stream. I'll get some random person. Hey, can I play with you? Yep. Jump in Discord. Here we go. We play. Or they don't even jump in Discord and we're playing, not even comms. And maybe it's a person that's trying to learn the game. So it's whatever, So like, it just like we go, we have it go on a losing streak. It is what it is.
So it happens when you put minutes on your team, bro.
I tried to queue up with Windu and I was in plat. Now I can't even get out of silver. I don't know what happened.
Hey man, I'm gonna be real with you. That was a funny ass day. Tell you what. Yo, I'll tell you what. Me and Yndio here, we're playing, and then we're just playing with viewers, right? And it was to the point where it's like, this is gonna be a rough one. This is gonna be a rough one. But we'll be all right. After we lost like 6 games in a row, I just hear him say, "All right, man, I got to dip. I gotta go do something." He couldn't even name one. I gotta go do something.
We lost so many. I didn't know what to say. I was like, bro, what's happening?
And then you saw him in your next game on going against you.
Nah. No. That's some shit. That's some shit Terry does, bro.
I got out.
Yeah, right. I have seen Terry do that, man. Hey, I'm out of here. All right, look.
I gotta go to bed against me in the next team. That's some Terry Twister shit right there.
Terry.
I was in pain.
Hey man, that's welcome to partner life. Get ready. That shit'll happen way more than you want. Much love.
I'll make sure to log on to my alt account. I'll be all right.
Ooh.
I know the last time, one of the last times I actually queued into like a versus players, like a fucking PvP game. I was against Bucket in the fucking mid lane. I was against Yndio.
I remember you talking about that.
You were a lot better than I thought you were going to be in Mangoose. I was like, oh, we're playing against Mangoose. I don't know how good he is. And you were surprisingly a lot better than I was giving you credit for.
I was about to say it's because I used the advice you gave me previously against you because you were playing Gadget and you had told me to build T armor against Gadget as a mid laner no matter what. because it negates her mines.
I didn't tell you that. If I told you that, you probably. No, I didn't. if you.
That's
wrong Yndio.
I told you that it was probably on Countess if you were playing Countess, because you definitely take T armor on Countess a minute. 100% of the time.
Well, tomato, it worked. Good shit, Goose. Yeah. Oh man, let me ask you guys. So, I know a lot of the talk about the movie. Let's just say even people that have benefited the doubt and say this movie will bring in people, right? Doesn't have to be a large amount, but let's just say this movie will bring in people. I have seen a lot of comments bringing up the subject, and we kind of touched on this 2 weeks ago, bringing up the subject that if new people come in, can Strange Matters actually keep them? Do they have the necessary systems in place?
In the current state?
Yeah, in the current state, like, is AI mode enough, for example?
No.
So if we feel like it's a general no, so what should they add?
We're getting new. Load up a game right now and tell me you recognize the game. Everybody that you're playing against or playing with, you're not, right? And they're not all Smurfs, right? You'll load up and you'll find out, hey, we got new people here, right? And you load up every day. Like I play Mondays, Tuesdays, and I'll play Fridays after the partner panel. Those are the days I play. Sometimes I'll play in between, and I'm seeing new people all the time, but our numbers aren't increasing. We're not getting. Our player base is not just, all right, hey, look, we're doing so much better. We're not keeping these people. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but something's got to change that. So no, player retention is not where it needs to be to keep these people.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I also see what's going on in chat. And some people,
I have a kind of question,
but MMR is not. I don't think is going to play a factor into it. I think once the game actually has a large influx of players, that's just going to fix itself. Because I don't think the MMR system is that bad. But I think it's just onboarding. It's onboarding and clarity, and then just understanding what kind of game you're getting into for newer mobile players, new fucking third person mobile players, like just understanding the fundamentals fast. It's not all there. You're going to have to rely on a lot of other people. We don't have like a League of Legends wiki. We don't have the stuff to go look up on to do, or we don't have like an actual tutorial in the game. We have the video, but the video isn't actually practical experience. You don't have as good of as onboarding experience as like the other MOBAs right now. And I'm assuming that they plan on improving that at some point, or hopefully before the movie or whatever marketing they're trying to do.
Shout out to Killswitch, because Killswitch, if you go into the Discord and on the lessons tab, he has been posting a lot of videos, and he's literally breaking down each hero. He hasn't done all of them yet, but he's been working on it. I guess he was in the process of moving as well, so there was a little break in the movies or in the videos. But he's done Crunch, he's done Narbash, he's done Quang. It literally is a YouTube video. You can go to the one and he breaks them down and goes over them. I haven't watched them personally myself, but I do know that he's making these. So shout out to him for knocking those out. That's just some benefit, for anybody to go back and watch them.
Yeah, he's been fucking killing it. He's a great moderator too. He's a really nice person. Love that guy.
Love that.
Wait, so I'm still kind of stuck on the whole. What can they even add before the 15th that's reliable? Emphasis on reliable.
I don't know how. I mean, maybe they can't, because I don't know how hard it is to develop that. But that would be the best thing you could do. I remember the playable tutorial for Paragon. It literally, you were Gideon, you walked down the lane, you killed a minion. All right. Yeah, now you got to take it to the wave, into the tower, or you take a wave to the tower, you start attacking the tower, you kill the minions, and keep going forward. I remember that itself, because I mean, again, and you need that playable tutorial because we're trying to target people who aren't para refugees. We want to get people who don't know what a MOBA is. We bring people into this genre and have them try it out.
Because I think SMS has stated before that they don't want just the Paragon player base. They want more than that. They're like asking for a bigger slice of the pie. And that's the reason why they haven't done major marketing. That's the reason why when you go look at their Twitter posts and compare it to the other Parazombies, that they're not getting as much traction. They're just starting out now. And I guess we're just going to have to see where they go with it. Hopefully, stuff gets better. I 100% believe in the project. I think we're all here because we believe that there's something here. And shit can get better. I think they're capable of it. The fact that they even have AI when no other game has AI like that, and we know how hard AI is to code. I feel like as from a development standpoint, that's a very like high tier thing that we can get across, and I'm happy that they have it in the game. But that doesn't mean that's it. They're definitely gonna have to push some more.
What about a sandbox mode? You know, I think didn't Paragon have that as well? You just you literally just go in and I know
no, Paragon had the playable tutorial and then AI. And even the playable tutorial was super late.
Mangus, what is that? What the game that we were playing, the point and click one? Sorry, I can't think right now.
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. They have the mode where you literally, or not a mode, you just click on a hero and you're able to go into it's a mode. You can go into it and you can try the hero out.
Yeah. Practice,
right.
Yeah.
And it's like right now,
like you host your own server, so to speak.
Right. You host your own. Yeah. Well, you can't. Yeah, anyways, it's AI. But you go in like right now. You play our AI. Right. You're just trying to understand how Quang's abilities work, right? Because you don't know. Like you can read his ability, but you don't know what it looks like. You don't know how the attack happens. You know. But like now you go into AI. You literally have to level up and get all those abilities to get that. Like. Give me that. Let me go in and have everything already opened and just like, all right. Oh, steel lunges forward with this. Okay, got it. That's what this is. It attacks here. You know, like just seeing stuff like that would be huge for people because, like, hey,
yeah,
I'm gonna hit this button. Oh shit! I meant to. I'll go over here. I went that way.
Mm-hmm. I'll be real with you. Even for experienced players, it's kind of sucks to be like, hey, I want to try this build out. 30 minutes of AFK farming. I'm almost to my 5th item. Or now, you know, with the economy changing, be like, I'm almost to my last item. And be like, fucking A, I've been smacking shit that isn't a real for like half an hour, bro. Just to find out if that last item is a good last item to add in there. And even then, like, it really would be cool to just have even just like a random gray box. Like a gray room that you're in, put a target dummy in there, let somebody buy shit, and literally just let me drop a Gideon rock on the dummy. Okay, did that much with these items. Let me put that item instead. It can't be that much harder than an AI and programming 5 different AI and shit, you know?
I would definitely love that shit. Honestly, I just feel really bad for some of the newer players that come in here because I know that they're trying, and I know that the little voice in my head that tells me to flame these kids for building AP Boris is the wrong thing to do because I've seen that happen in my games. But I know that when this game has a lot more people in it, then it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. Those people are out there, the ones who will build 80 Countess, which like that's not as worse as building what's it called Energy Boris. But I mean, like those people who don't know what they're doing, they're going to get into your games and they're going to ruin them. And
how about the reverse of that though? You got these new people going in, they're trying to play these games, right? And they're going up against these experienced players. So you have these experienced players who literally just don't care anymore and they just want to troll build against everybody. So then when they have this AP Boris go against them and that AP Boris just destroyed me. I'm going to start copying that build and I'm going to work on that. And then it's like, you go in, it's like, that doesn't work. You know, like,
guilty.
Stuff like that doesn't help, huh?
Guilty.
Honestly, I'm probably guilty. Not like I'm probably not really helping the community. Not that you said that.
I was about to say I'm 100% guilty there. Like, yeah, I might have come across with a red decker too many times. Oops.
You guys ever like finish a match and then like sell all your items and then buy troll items so it looks like you just built something really stupid at the end of the game?
I've never.
No, I just built something very stupid the whole game. I just did it hardcore from the beginning, bro.
I'll sell all my items and build like 5 Stone of Sustenance and be like, what is it on?
I guess it worked.
And that's going to suck for that new person that goes back to their history. All right, how did this guy beat me? He beat me with 5 Stone of Substance. Like, how did he do that? And that's going to be horrible for that. You will never learn. Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, my bad. You were going to say something? I was just going to say I'm excited for what the potential that this might actually bring towards Fault. The naming thing is still a big question in people's minds, considering that in the movie, we brought it up 2 weeks ago, there's a highlight that it shows a different game. Doesn't say Fault. Question is it going to be named in the credits? I guess we'll find out the more that goes along. So we'll see. And I think it's really just going to come down to capitalizing above all, right? I think that's the main thing. And I don't know that we can all confidently say Strange Matters is going to capitalize, but we hope that they are. You get me? Because they've never been put in a position like this before. And this is a moment that easily even any one of us here in this conversation right now could be put in that spot and fuck it up, because hindsight's always 2020. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they're literally gonna have to go like, hey, the entire fucking team, we're about to brainstorm the shit out of the next 3 weeks, bro. Like, hey man, we're meeting every couple days. Let's talk. Is like, hey man, throw me ideas. Like they really can't spare, and like they can't spare not using every single resource they got in a moment like this.
Right.
Because we've seen games die for less, and we've seen games succeed with less, quite frankly. So it's, I think this is a very big opportunity that they're going to have to nail.
No, sure. I agree.
Can I just say that? What's it called?
Oh, go ahead.
No,
you go ahead.
Been having a polite off in this stream the entire time. So I think that we all say, like, based on the old YouTube videos, I've been like sitting here watching the stream on the side, and I love what you did with the whole like videos on repeat in the bottom right. I've seen that a couple times, and I just think it's great. And I'm just sitting here and admiring the fact that, you know, they have some decent like fluid animations in some of these videos. Like they actually, when I looked at the movie trailer, I felt like Fault did a good job on portraying their side of things. Like whatever animation that they went through, that's, you know, like for where they're at as a studio, it's like, it's a good job. And I can't wait to see, like, you know, where this goes. Like if this is like the starting point from where they're coming at while they're at EA, then once they go into free to play or their season 1, wherever their marketing takes them, then they're just going to get more money, and all that's going to get even better.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited.
I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited to watch the movie and just see Fault in it and see how it is, and see how these people play. And hopefully I'll be able to learn how they're playing, and I'll be on an esports team eventually as well. So, I mean, that's what
you fucking better. You play this game so fucking much, and then you better be ready for that partner fantasy draft that I was talking to you about. Because I want to, oh my God, Cooch, I swear to God, if you're, I want you to be a Masters player, man.
Hey, I'm working. I'm getting better. I'm getting better every time.
I want to play against Cooch one day and be like, man, I remember where you came from.
I don't know who that is. He must have been friends with Bucket. I don't know who they are.
Who's playing on that man's account?
Right. I try my best to be ranked I try my best to be ranked at 1 gold, but actually worth 3 gold, so I can fucking upset the balance.
There you go. So, Yndio, I do want to take a moment here and give you the platform here in a second. I want you to explain to us, because you've been in this community forever, as long as I've been, around anyways, and you've been a mod for most of it. And now here you are, you're a mod partner, you're a partner mod, you're a Martner.
First of his name.
So,
Martin.
Yeah, right. So, what was the reason for, applying for partner? What made you want to see that? Because I mean, like I said, you've been a part of the community. You see what the partners do. You know what's going on. So what how did you become partner? What made you want to do it? Give us a little story breakdown.
Oh man. So I first wanted to become a partner because I just like gaming, man. That really is all it is. I like the game. I haven't found a game in a hot minute that I've just been like, you know what? I just want to pour all of my time into being really good at this since I was playing Halo 3 with my boys on the Xbox back in the day. Honestly, I really liked Paragon, and I couldn't find any of my boys to play with me. And I was really sad that I didn't get enough of the opportunity to play. I didn't even play double-digit games in Paragon yet, but until it shut down. I'm pretty sure I played like 8 or 9 games, and then it was just gone. It slipped through my fingers. So when I heard about this stuff, right? I was so upset. And then when I figured out that this game came out, I was like, oh man, this looks like the devs kind of like they have a, what was it? It wasn't a GoFundMe. It was a Kickstarter. I don't know what they did. They did a whole Indiegogo. They did a whole fundraiser to get their stuff going, and they don't want any big corporations breathing down their neck. And it's just a passion project for them. I was on board from day one from what I saw. Even with all the shitty UI and the no item art and all this other stuff, I was still about it, man. I just really want this thing to succeed so I can have something that I like truly love again and I can like just say that I'm good at. I just really want to be good at a game. I want to be number one at gaming. I want to be a number one streamer. I want to be a number one at a lot of things. And I really feel like I have the drive to do it. So, I mean, being a partner, I felt like applying for partner was just a logical next step for me. Like if whatever I can to either boost my platform, make friends, see where this takes me, I'm going to do it.
All right.
I also like,
just so you know, you are the number one Yndio to me. All right.
I appreciate that.
Everybody go follow him.
You need to make a GIF of the Rufio chant, but have it say Yndio on it. Yndio.
Only old fuckers like us would get it, Bearded. Like it
doesn't matter. It's a great reference. It unlocked a memory for him. Okay. And anytime somebody follows him, it's going to be a GIF on his stream, and it's going to pop up, and he's gonna get that memory every time.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to note that I don't know if you guys have like seen me. Kind of like I know you guys have seen me like yawn on the stream like a couple of times. I have narcolepsy, and it has nothing to do with how like my
his attention span.
I feel about you guys. No, yeah, because I'm 100% in this.
I know I'm boring. I like
this.
Fine. No. It's fine. It's all good.
I just have a sleep disorder, and I'm trying to stay awake through every minute of it, and I'm having a great time. I appreciate you guys putting me on.
Get yourself some.
That's why he's been talking to his pillow. Duh.
Sneezing pillow.
She's waiting for me, man.
Oh, but no, bro.
Beat your ass because you ain't enough money in that bank account.
But no, man. Right. I think unanimously we appreciate you being here for sure.
Yes.
Yndio. Welcome to the partner squad, because I know you've been working on that shit for a while. Like I remember when you this man might have DM'd me maybe like 4 months ago. He's like, "Hey, yo, your boy might be partner. We'll see." Like I was like, "What?" He's like, "I'm trying." He's like, "All right, bet, bro. I'll root for you. Let me know."
He was like, "I'll believe it when I see it, man."
Whoa. I said that about your KD. Chillax, bro. Chillax.
All right, I'm gonna start sniping you, Windu.
Bet. Anyway.
Windu would have to be in queue for that to happen.
The world may never know, Tootsie Pop. Anyway. So yeah, I mean we're getting about the 2 hour mark. So here's the thing that I'm gonna ask you guys as far as just like an ending question, and then you guys throw your plugs after you answer it. What do you want to see out of Fault in the next month? Say the month of July. One thing that you want to see individually out of Fault, starting with Yndio, and then throw your plugs, tell people where to follow you and all that shit.
Monkey.
You want to see Monkey? Okay.
Nah, but for real, I would like to see if they can make it happen, some large scale marketing that brings in a lot of players. I mean, that's all I really want. I don't care who gets added. I just want more players, man. I'm tired of playing against the same people. Today I played against the fucking Power Ranger stack, and I don't even know who they are.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it was literally the gold, gray, blue, black, and white Ranger, and I was like, "What the hell?" And they were all amazing players. I'm assuming it's the Colo stack in disguise.
You got up against the Jimmy Neutron snack? The snack?
You? No.
Yeah, bro. No. Jimmy Neutron, Sheen Estevez, fucking Carl. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Literally, just everybody has a Jimmy Neutron name in this bitch. Get me the fuck out.
I don't even know what you're referencing right there.
You know who Jimmy Neutron is?
Jimmy Neutron.
Bro, I'm sorry I made fun of you earlier. Then I didn't know you were that old, bro.
Well, no. I mean, what the thing is, he's not old enough to have had kids when Jimmy Neutron was a thing, because I was old enough to have kids.
Word.
I know.
I'm at that in between stage. I don't know about Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah.
No clue we're talking
about. In between stage.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. You know Jimmy Neutron. You know Timmy Turner though, right?
Tina Turner, yeah.
No.
What the fuck, Bearded?
Don't know Fairly Odd Parents, this motherfucker.
This dude said Tina Turner.
But get him off the panel.
Yo. Hey, right. Hey, Pappy's right. Hit him with something he knows. You know Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Phil, not the science guy.
And do you know how a bill
shit.
becomes a law? You know, some Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know that shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, you must have loved Scholastics.
Right, know what the fuck that is?
So hold on. Mangu said Fairly Odd Parents. So that's that one with the two fairies, right? Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all. That's the
Fairly
only
Odd
thing I
Parents.
know about Tina Turner.
No, Jesus. I hate you right now.
Oh my God. Goose, answer the question, bro. Throw your plugs.
Talk about thunder because I was just going to say Iggy and Scorch and fucking drop the mic, but he said monkey and drop the mic. Yeah, I want to see Iggy and Scorch. I want to see a roadmap. I want to see that roadmap include console release. I want to see a roadmap that says when they plan to go console and when they plan to go free to play. That's what I want to see.
I'm sorry.
I see.
No, we can't do wins. We can't do wins. If you put wins that you're putting a date on there and then
I
putting
was about to say I support it.
I know you support it. You always want dates.
Yes.
Right?
They're at the point where they can put dates.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
I'm not hating on the devs by any means, but I mean, like we've had bad history with dates. Let's all go back to the HUD. You know, let's go back to that and let's talk about that real quick. Like that wasn't a good thing when we had a date on that. You know, like, dates are not a good thing as of right now. Like just giving us a roadmap. Let's just start with a roadmap and then get to
baby
steps. Yeah, let's get to the point. All right, we're
Make 'em work
consistently
up
doing a
to it.
roadmap. Now we feel confident about this date. We'll put a date on there.
Nah. I think if they want to survive, they need to put a date on when they want to do console and hit that date. Sink or swim, baby.
I think a lot of people want console now. It would please a lot of people. That would be
Hell
a
yeah.
people pleaser for
What
sure.
are you guys' thoughts on console and cross-platform? Actual cross-platform, like PC players playing against PlayStation or
It
Xbox.
needs to be there. It needs to be there. Don't underestimate.
I think it's almost
console
demanded.
players' IQ.
Huh?
Don't underestimate the console players' IQ.
No, I heard you. What was that Windu?
Oh, I think at this point it's demanded by today's gaming society. Like, you feel me? Like, it's expected.
I bring that up because as of right now, so you guys know I'm a huge sports fan. But the college football is coming out. The new NCAA football is coming out 2023, right? Made by EA Sports. EA Sports also makes Madden. As of right now, Madden is not a cross-platform game. And even though, like you said, it's demanded, right? About the community all wants cross-platform, but it's still not a thing, and it's something that. Like my brother is only a console player and we want cross-platform so we can game together, you know, or we can do dynasties and stuff like that together. So like, that's not something that's always guaranteed. So that's what I'm saying. Like I would say with this,
I'll tell you the difference though. Strange Matters has said that they are by the community for the community.
Well, yeah,
We will never, ever put that phrase in the same sentence as EA.
I'm not that. Okay.
You feel me?
My point is though, it's still, it's not something that's just guaranteed with, you know, making Sony and PCs just talk together. Like, you know, that was a big deal. What, 3 years ago, making Fortnite cross-platform, you know, they weren't, it wasn't a thing, you know, it just became a thing recently. So it's not a guaranteed thing, but I just want, you know, I
mean, no, you bring up a good point. It's not a guarantee, but it's so highly requested that's why I did like the whole EA comparison. It's so highly requested that if Fault is going to say we're by the community for the community, I don't think they can ignore something as large as cross-platform, like playing with console players, just like Paragon did. Because any Paragon player knows that it can be done, so they expect it. And players that don't know Paragon just know that it's possible because of other games.
Right. The reason I come up with that and say Fault, you know, the devil's advocate here side of it, because I still think it's gonna be cross-platform myself, but let's play devil's advocate with the side of it with this. The cross-platform, you know, now you're PC versus controller, right? And Fault has been very adamant about wanting to be an esports game, right? So you got PC versus controller. How do you do ranked mode? Are you able to do ranked mode with PC versus controller, or do you have to separate? When you go ranked mode, you can only go up against your console versus
your peripherals.
Or yeah.
So if they were to do it right now, then it would be completely imbalanced because of what's it called, how the item actives works. If you can't use six, how many slots do we have? 6 items. You can't use all the item slots on a controller. It's impossible. So they'd have to change it up and change how the game fundamentally works. But if they do that and they I guess and make it more balanced towards like consoles have like the same exact advantages as PC outside of like aiming, whatever, I think it'd be perfectly fine to include them in ranked. Yeah. They just have to change
with that being said, do you think that's why they have boots? Because boots aren't actives, right? So technically, you put boots in a slot. Now you only have 5 actives, right?
I don't have to get boots.
That's you don't have to get. It's not a guarantee, but I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say main reason, but do you think that's a reason? Like that's part of the. Okay, here you put that there. It's like that kind of makes that a thing. Like, all right, we still give you an option. It's a way to go. Yeah, other people can do 6 actives, but you can still do 5 and have a good build. In that regard. I don't know. Interesting. But I know, sorry, I didn't really answer the question. My bad. I marketing. What I want to see in the next month is marketing. I want to see a huge marketing push. I'm excited for the dev stream on the 13th. And after that, I want to see the gates just flood open. Just let's go. We got to have something come up. We got to have an event. We got to have stuff going on. We got to just blow up. That's what I want to see.
I want to say one more thing that you said your thing. I'm sorry. Have you guys ever seen a game kind of like pick up steam and then just immediately lose it and you never hear from that game anymore? Kind of like a one-hit wonder.
Hood.
Yeah. Just games like that. They hit the ground running. There's a lot of hype for them. What's it called? They do all the marketing right, but their game just kind of like doesn't hit right. Or they don't keep up with the marketing, whatever the fuck. Or it's not as popular as it once was. I'm like, what I want out of Fall is to like not have that happen too. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'm not a marketing genius. I'm not like a game designer or anything like that, but I really hope that it doesn't get traction and then lose all steam, because obviously what happens to games, they get a lot of like, this isn't a Call of Duty. This isn't a fucking Fortnite. This is a small indie company doing their thing. And what games do, they blow up for a second. They get a large player base. Like they could get like even like 50,000 players. And then it drops. To like, and they have their sustained player base where it's at like 4,000 or 5,000 or whatever.
I mean, but we've all seen even.
They do have Epic Game Store.
I can't with them, bro. If it does lose steam, but no, I mean, we've all seen games, even major games that he just got it. Jesus, we've all seen major games that just because it was released by Amazon and it killed 3080s out of nowhere, that was affected. You get me? Like, honestly, I think it also has to, it's going to be about the execution at the end of the day. Like, we better not have anything close to the first early access as far as hiccups stacking on top of each other. Like, it'd be understandable if 1 or 2 things happen and they fix them super quickly. That's going to be a big part too. They've had a lot of experience as hot fixes and quick fixes and shit. But I think it's also going to come down to, like, if that first, let's just even say the first week goes smoothly without anything crazy happening negatively, I think that'll be a huge success in general. Just that alone for the image of the company.
I think it would, but like given the current problems in the game right now with people like reporting crashes and the thing, there'd have to be some serious optimization fixes, because I mean, you put that on a pedestal, you put it like high up on like Twitch charts where everyone's seeing this game. Like you get one really good streamer in there that has a bad opinion, that fucking all starts tumbling down.
Good point.
So I mean, like,
true.
So I really hope for the best for them. I hope they know exactly what they're doing, and I hope that there isn't any big problems, because if it does go live in the current state, you will have some.
Mangus is over there like, bring back patch 13.
That's exactly what Cyberdrug wants, man. Every time I talk to this dude, he's like, bring back patch 13, Boris. Oh my god, he's so amazing. Yeah.
Wasn't he like crazy OP patch 13 though?
Oh yeah, he was busted.
Yeah, he was busted for like a whole year, bro. What do you mean?
I mean, well, Arma would tell you he wasn't busted, but you know, that's
Arma hit you with the play better.
Yeah. He's that OP. So that's why I'm glad that Arma works on bugs and doesn't work on balancing. So we're good with that. So if Arma worked on balancing, then this game would just be like, it'd feel like Predecessor. Everything is just OP.
Shout out to Arma.
Over the years, yeah. Shout out to
Yeah,
Arma.
I love Arma. Arma's great. So no, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Like we do need something to help with that situation. This is what we've talked about this in episodes before. I know you said you don't like to watch the partner panel because we don't like Wukong, but you know, but we've made that comment before. It's like they've come out with these, like patch 14, right? Patch 14 dropped and there was an issue. Patch 15 dropped and there was an issue, right? There was they dropped these patches and it's like you get all these patches in between those, like patch 14.1, all right, improvement, 14.2, improvement, 14.3, improvement, 15, we drop back, 15.1, improvement, 15.2, and we're making improvements, but we just keep dropping back. And so we got this patch that happened. It's like, hey, we're gonna do DX12, and it's like, sweet, everything's smooth. And I believe, like, you know, Easy Ed comes in and talks to me and say, hey man, like I'm telling you, when I was testing this was great. Like it felt so good. I was getting the best numbers I've had. I don't know what happened.
And he's not even lying. Like, no, I played that same patch and I had the same thing. It's insane. I don't know.
Ryan Dash said it. I know Ryan Dash is a tester. They said it, you know, Easy Ed said, I've seen multiple testers come in and say it. Arma's came in, you know, he's been in my voice chat, you know, and telling me, dude, everything was great. We pushed the patch and now all of a sudden this is what's going on. You know,
but that's what happens.
So it is what happens, you know, and so now we're trying to find that. But I mean, that's what I don't want to happen when we push this patch for the movie release.
Dude, yeah, that's why a couple days before would be clutch.
That's definitely, or at least make sure that what's it called? That live server is not the live servers, the testing servers can sync up with the live servers a lot better, man. Because that if there's gonna be that much of a stark contrast, then I mean, like pushing patch result in a lot more heartache.
That was funny. You kind of froze for a second there, and you kept talking.
Your server needs to sync up with our server.
Like you were talking, but you pulled like this old school, like I'm watching a movie from a different language, and it was like, I'm so glad that Timo were like
Godzilla. Just
God damn. But so here's my thing that I want to see. Quite frankly, just more social media interaction, because social media push is going to have to be big, and social media in general isn't something that you could just do one post and it blows up randomly. You know, like you got to have good interaction. You got to have, you know, like a steady build up to the likes, the comments, etc. Like the social media platforms themselves, where share your shit more, the more engagement is happening. So you got to come up with a way to start ramping that up before you get to the 15th. You get me? So I'm liking the fact that they're doing these little videos. I'm liking the fact that they're posting, but I still want to see them comment more. Like, hey, like somebody says their opinion. PlayStation when? We're working on it. Or, hey, I love the new item art. I'm glad you do. Tell us what else you like. You get me? Just like more interaction that leads to more comments, etc. Like I would like for them to ramp that up much, much more compared to where they're at right now. And I think that'll make a big difference.
So you can get a GIF of Windu doing this, and then every time Balix can just answer with the GIF of Windu doing this and put a reply.
I can't. He'll probably be the one to clip it, knowing him.
Right?
So, all right, homies.
Yndio. Plugs.
Oh.
Well, where can we find you?
Yndio _ on Twitch, and then everywhere else is just gonna be Yndio. I mean, like, right. I wasn't. Oh, actually, wait, hold up. Yndio __ on Twitter too. That's the only places actually. Oh wait, actually, no. My.
Yo, this guy is so out of it, bro.
I'm fucking. Yo, y'all can catch me at my Twitch, my Twitter, or you can catch me on my actual Discord. We got like 37,000 people now. We're growing every day. That's the Discord that we're actually like working with Strange Matter Studios on a little bit for like certain events. We held Comfy Clash there, one of the best tournaments in Fault. Just saying, we're gonna do another one soon. And yeah, you can catch me at the Comfy Cafe. It's not the best name, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it is, but it's one that I stand by.
Well, I mean, if it was named after your pillow, I mean, it would make sense.
I'm coming over to your house, Bearded. We're fighting. Scrapping today.
Did that tournament? Did Easy Ed win that tournament?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. So
all right, wait, hold up. On his defense, he was out of town. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The Colo stock won that one.
Yeah, so's your pillow. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Hey, Goose, right. You want to link your Twitter below, Goose?
Ooh. You'll make one eventually, bro. You'll make one eventually.
I have one. I just want to use it.
Oh, I didn't even know he had one. What the hell?
I've tried adding you. I can't find you.
That's because when you put Mangoose, you're gonna find a shit ton of other results of people that like a specific animal or something. Then Bearded, you got any plugs? Everybody go follow Mangoose on his YouTube.
Yes, definitely go follow Mangoose on his YouTube. Mangoose got a new stuff going on, beta mails. You know, he's got doing some newer games coming out, all beta games. All right. So I'll announce that for you, Mangoose. I got nothing currently that I'm working on. So I am learning how to be better at a promoter, you know, stuff like that. So because I did recently get partnered with a energy drink company, so working on that. But
hey,
other than
congrats.
that, thank you. So other than that, you can find me at Bearded Wolverine on pretty much everything. So, and I never got that. Thank you all for who went and got me the 100 subscribers. I still haven't been able to get my custom URL. So I don't know if YouTube's messing up or not, but we'll get there. We'll get that figured out for sure.
We got to check it out for sure.
Yep.
And yeah, and as far as me, just been working a shit ton selling insurance, guys. Like I've been basically just AFK working 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hour days. So trying to get some more content going on the weekends. The little bit of time that I do get to make content, I try to put it up on YouTube. We got an editor now. So even footage like the partner panel will now get edited into smaller segments and uploaded as well. So the benefit of being busy working is I got money to pay somebody else to do this shit now, quite frankly. So gonna start doing that. So be on the lookout for those videos. Be mindful, guys. These partner panels, there's a lot of people that are watching it live and that have tuned in through the entire podcast live on Bearded Wolverine's channel. But the podcast is available in Google, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts as well. And on top of it, every week, we record these on Friday night. They go up on Wednesday at noon the following week on YouTube. Anybody that wants to watch it after the fact. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you so much. You guys know the deal. If you made it this fucking far, put a GG down in the comment. No, it's fuck that. Don't put no 15%. Jesus Christ. Drop a GG in the comments below just to let us know that you actually made it this far. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the cast as usual. Yndio for tuning in, and we will see you all in the next one. Much love, homies.
Peace.
So what I'm saying about grabbing the pig by the hind legs